In the world of military history, there is a myth. It's the myth of the wonder weapon. Most people look at the German StG-44, the aggressive-looking, fully automatic grandfather of the AK-47, and assume it was the king of the battlefield. Then they look at the American M1 Carbine. It's small. It looks like a toy. It fires a round that internet experts claim can't even penetrate a frozen coat. They call it a Peashooter, a glorified pistol, a war baby. But here is the uncomfortable truth that kills the myth. While the StG-44 was a heavy, jam-prone nightmare abandoned in muddy ditches by retreating Germans, the M1 Carbine was a 5-pound masterpiece of murder. It didn't win by being the future. It won by being the most lethal logistical tsunami in human history. Today, we are auditing the philosophy of war. It's the toy versus the storm rifle, and the winner isn't who you think. By 1942, Germany had a crisis. Their soldiers were being drowned in fire by Soviet submachine guns. They needed a Goldilocks gun, something between a rifle and an SMG. They created the StG-44. It was visionary, yes. It was the first true assault rifle, but it was also a brick. Loaded, an StG-44 weighed nearly 12 pounds. That's more than a modern sniper rifle. If you were a German soldier trekking across a frozen steppe or running through a bombed-out street, you weren't carrying a legend. You were carrying a heavy, stamped metal liability that hit your knees with every step. Meanwhile, America was solving a different problem. They realized that truck drivers, radio men, and cooks were being caught in ambushes. They needed a personal defense weapon. Winchester took the challenge and developed the M1 Carbine in just 13 days. It wasn't designed to be a hero gun. It was designed to replace the pistol. But when the frontline infantry saw it, they did something unexpected. They stole them. Paratroopers, rangers, and sergeants started ditching their heavy Garands for the 5-pound carbine. Why? Because in a war where you walk 20 miles for every 1 minute of shooting, weight is the only thing that matters. Let's address the elephant in the room, the power. Critics claim the TOT 30 carbine round is weak. They tell stories from the Korean War about bullets bouncing off frozen Chinese parkas. Here is the ballistics reality. The M1 carbine has double the muzzle energy of a TOT 45 ACP Thompson. It hits with the force of a TOT 357 Magnum fired from a rifle barrel. Modern testing proves it zips through heavy winter clothing and level 2 body armor at 100 yards. The frozen coat story wasn't a ballistics failure, it was the chaos of war. Soldiers were missing in the cold and blaming the gun. The M1 carbine wasn't a toy, it was a high-velocity laser disguised as a hunting rifle. The StG-44 was built by a crumbling empire. They used thin, stamped steel to save money. This had a fatal flaw, the magazine. If a German soldier dropped an StG magazine and the lips bent by just a millimeter, the gun became a paperweight. The M1 carbine used a short-stroke gas piston, the same tech found in the modern HK-41-6. It was rugged, it was simple, it worked in the jungles of the Pacific and the snow of Bastogne. Audie Murphy, the most decorated soldier in US history, carried one. He didn't choose it for the cool factor. He chose it because it never stopped firing. This is the final nail in the StG's coffin. Germany built about 425,000 StG-44s. Most units never even saw one. The United States built 6.1 million M1 carbines. We built more carbines than the Germans had soldiers on the entire Western Front. This changed the fundamental math of an infantry fight. In a German squad, most men had slow bolt-action rifles. In a US squad, every single man, even the guy carrying the radio, had a semi-automatic weapon with a 15-round magazine. When a German patrol bumped into Americans, they weren't met with a toy. They were met with a wall of lead that didn't stop until everything in front of it was dead. The StG-44 is a history of technology victory. It defined the future. But the M1 Carbine is a history of victory winner. It was the right tool, at the right weight, in numbers that defy comprehension. It turned every American soldier into a rapid-fire threat. It wasn't a Peashooter, it was the ultimate force multiplier. So we ask you, if you are clearing a house in a dark, rainy village in 1944, what are you grabbing? The 12-pound future that might jam, or the 5-pound toy that has never let you down? Was the M1 Carbine the most underrated weapon of the 20th century, or do the frozen coat stories still have you worried? Let us know in the comments. We read every single one. Thank you for watching Microdocs. If you want to see the mobile sledgehammer that supported these soldiers, check out our video on the M7 Priest right here. Don't forget to subscribe. We don't just worship Acuseness, we audit them. See you in the next one.